Hello little ones and welcome back to my channel. So, Halloween's coming up. That's the only reason I look like this. I swear I don't look like this every day. Even though without makeup on I do look pretty scary. So today I thought that I would get all dressed up for you and tell you a few spooky things. I'm not dressed up as anything in particular. However, I feel like the cracks in my face, as you can see, the cute little overalls I got on, and the striped shirt that I kind of have a Chucky vibe going on. And I thought the pigtails added a cute little touch. Be like a dead little girl. That sounds fucking awful and very morbid. So we'll go with Chucky. Today for our spoopy little video, I thought that I would talk about nightmares. Nightmares can be pretty scary, and for me they are actually a nightly occurrence. I don't have dreams, I always have nightmares. It's weird. I have always had nightmares every single night since I was very young. I thought that I would share some of my nightmares that I've had, the ones that have stuck with me or the scariest ones, just for a little bit of Halloween scary fun. So the first one isn't really a scary one, it's just the earliest nightmare that I can remember. This happened a long time ago, 20 years ago to be exact. It's weird that I can still remember it to this day. But when I was 3 years old, I had my first really scary nightmare that stuck with me. So when I was 3 years old, I was pretty terrified of Godzilla. It's a movie that my brothers watched constantly. It was especially scary because my brothers decided to always watch it in my room because my room had a TV and theirs did not. Nightmare starts like this. I'm in our garden at our house. Side note, my mom definitely did not garden. Don't know why I had this dream. So, in the garden, my mom's gardening, she's putting some plants in, and I'm just sitting there playing like a normal 3-year-old. And then suddenly I see Godzilla. He's coming to get me. I start screaming for my mom, like, Mom, Godzilla's gonna eat me, Godzilla's gonna eat me. And my mom just turns to me and goes, that's nice, honey. Excuse the fuck out of me. Anyways, so Godzilla ends up coming. I'm trying to run away. My mom's sitting there gardening away. Meanwhile, her 3-year-old is running away from Godzilla. Anyways, in the end, he ended up eating me, so. And then I woke up. And scarily enough, I woke up to my brothers watching Godzilla in my bedroom. Maybe while I was dreaming, I heard the movie, so then my mind was just like, you're gonna dream about Godzilla now. The next dream that really stuck with me was a dream that I had when I was about 7 years old, I think. And I actually had it the night before I was baptized. So in this dream, I'm playing in my house and I hear a weird sound come from my basement. And in my old basement, in my old house, when you walk down the stairs, there's this big hallway. So in this hallway we had an exercise machine, like one of those ones that you can sit on and pull the weights down, or you can lay down and push them up. So in this dream I get to the bottom of the stairs and I see my dad there sitting on it, holding my brother who was older than me. He was laying down. My brother had his head in my dad's lap, and I was like, what are you doing? And I look, and my dad was carving holes out of my brother's cheek. Straight up, with a spoon, holding his head and carving a hole out of his cheek. My brother's screaming, crying. I wake up. Let me tell you, I didn't want to be baptized that day. Fucking no. I also didn't want to be anywhere near my dad. He was like, what's wrong? What's going on? And I'm just like, bitch, you were carving holes in my brother's cheek. And then the next nightmare, actually, that I can remember most, that fucking, ugh, I hated it. Didn't happen too long after that, probably less than a year. I had a dream where my brothers and I were playing in the street, and my one brother fell, his name is Zach, and a car came and ran his head over. Obviously, my mind had no idea what would happen if your head got run over, but in the dream, his head just concaved in. Here was normal, but right here is where the tire hit, and it was caved in. His, the weird thing is, nothing came out, no eyes popped out or anything like that, but it was just caved in, and he was still talking to me, screaming, be like, go get mom, Abby, go get mom, and I'm just fucking freaking out in this dream. It was horrifying. I woke up the next day, ran to my brother, made sure that his head was not caved in. Speaking of this dream, actually, it reminds me of a dream that Zach had. You know, he had a dream that I'm pretty sure was my dad. My dad was riding our lawnmower, we had one of those driving ones, and he fucking ran over my other brother. Why do we have all these demonic dreams about my dad murdering us? That's fucked. Okay, The next dream is honestly the dream that has stuck with me most over the years. Ugh. This dream was actually a recurring dream. I had this dream every single night for like 3 months. It was so awful, and then it would go away for like 4 or 5 months and then come back full force. I would have it nightly again. It was the weirdest thing. In this dream, I was a little bit older than I was in real life. Like, I had this dream when I was like 10 probably, and in the dream I was like a teenager. So in this dream, I'm babysitting these 3 triplet boys, and they're playing in their room, and I decide that I'm going to go do the dishes. So I'm in the kitchen and I hear someone come in the house. This lady comes up the stairs and she says to me, "Oh, hi, you must be Abby. I'm the cleaner. I'm just here to tidy up the house, do some laundry, and go." And I was like, oh, that's so weird, because Mrs. whatever the fuck her name was in the dream didn't tell me that a cleaner was coming today. And she said, "Oh, that's so weird. Well, I'll make sure that next time she lets you know." And I was like, oh, okay, that's cool. So I'm doing the dishes and I hear the most blood-curdling screams coming from the room that the boys were playing in. And I bolted. I ran as fast as I could to this room, and I walk into a fucking massacre. And it kind of changed every time with the boys. Like, it was awful, but I don't know. I don't even want to talk about it. It's just like, I don't like to think about that stuff. I want to go get a phone, and the closest phone is downstairs. So I start running. I am on the stairs, and suddenly the cleaner lady pops up in front of me. She pushes me down and then stabs me in the neck. When I first started having this dream, I actually woke up from the dream and I felt my neck to make sure that there was like no stab wound there or anything. Yeah, as time went on, actually, I would wake up and feel my neck, and I would feel something there, and like it was wet, and I'd touch my hand to my neck and there was blood, and I'd realize that I woke up inside of another dream, and the second that I would touch my neck and see the blood, the lady would come again and come kill me. That dream like really fucked me up. Like, I didn't get sleep for a long time, and I was really young. It wasn't good. Another dream that has been reoccurring that I've had, I keep calling them dreams, they're fucking straight up nightmares. Another nightmare that I had a lot, which kind of changed every time though, I would have nightmares where I would sit down and I would watch an entire horror movie. And like the ones that I really fucking hated. So like, I'd sit down in this dream and I'd watch The fucking Exorcist. So yeah, like now that I've seen The Exorcist and I've watched every single documentary there is, that dream wouldn't scare me. However, as a 13-year-old, that fucking terrified me. So onto my most recent nightmare. Happened last night, which is kind of what gave me the idea for this video. In a lot of my nightmares, I'm actually being held captive or I'm being chased. Just like the regular ones that I have like every night, that's kind of the theme of them. So in this one, I was being held captive in this like weird room. It was like completely metal. And I was on this metal bed. Like, you know, like in a morgue in TV shows, they're on that like giant metal table looking thing. That's what I was on. And this masked man was in there, and he was tying me down and I couldn't move. It was almost like I had sleep paralysis, and I was just watching this man do all this stuff to me. So like, he was tying my arms down and he injected something into my neck, which made it so that I couldn't speak and I couldn't move. Just kind of watching everything that was happening. He was talking to me and like saying like, "Oh, this is gonna hurt a little bit," and then would like tighten the strap really hard, stuff like that. So I guess whatever drug he put in me also kept me alive for longer than I was supposed to be, because in this dream he started to cut open my body and take out all of my organs as I watched. So I was like laying there looking down while this man was like cutting open my chest and cutting open my arms and like starting to like rip ligaments out of my freaking arms. He took out like a kidney and I'd like have to watch, and he'd like show me like, "Hey, look what I got." Somehow during this entire fucking process of him taking everything out of my body, like he took out my stomach, he took out like he took out my liver, he took out my intestines, like the entire time I somehow stayed alive, and I was watching him taking all these things out and like mocking me with them. So as he's like cutting out all these organs, like, and I felt myself like fading a little bit, he would immediately like inject me with something else. And so when I finally woke up, it was after he had cut a few, like, I don't know what the hell they're called. I failed science. I didn't fail science. I almost failed science. First year. Second year I had a hot teacher. I paid attention, but we didn't learn biology that year. So he was like cutting all like the tubes of my heart, and finally he was just like, okay, do you have any last words? And I couldn't speak because these fucking drugs he gave me. He said, no? Well, okay then. And then he cut it, and I woke up. Why does my mind think of these things? My brain physically thinks of these things, and it's just like, bitch, you're gonna dream some shit tonight. And then it does. It makes me dream some weird fucking shit. So yeah, that was 6 creepy, spooky nightmares that I thought that I could share with you guys in time for Halloween. Hope you enjoyed them. If you've had any like creepy dreams or like nightmares and stuff that you want to share, please comment them down below. I feel like I'm like the only person who has this many nightmares. Like everyone I talk to, like, it's like, I had a great dream last night. I had this wonderful dream last night. And I'm just like, yeah, my mind terrorizes me at night. That's all I have for you guys today. So if you like this video, please make sure to give it a thumbs up down below, and also hit that subscribe button if you're not already. I'd love to know what you guys want to see from me. I am still working on getting gaming going. I know, you guys want to see games. I'm trying. As usual, I love you all so much. Thank you for watching, and I will see you on the next one. Bye!